You are not done yet. Take a slow breath and let these words settle into your heart. No matter how many birthdays you have celebrated, no matter how many seasons you have seen come and go, your story is still unfolding. There is still meaning ahead. There is still growth waiting for you. There is still joy yet to be discovered. The world may tell you that life slows down after 60, that dreams fade, that purpose quietly disappears into routine, but that is not the truth. The truth is far deeper, far richer, and far more hopeful. Your greatest chapter may not be behind you. It may be just beginning. For so many years, your life has been filled with responsibility. You worked hard. You built a family, a career, a home, a legacy. You carried burdens, solved problems, made sacrifices, and stood strong even when things were difficult. You showed up day after day, year after year, and somewhere along the way, your own dreams may have been placed on hold. Your needs may have come second. Your desires may have been quietly pushed aside. Now, as life changes pace, there is space to breathe, to reflect, and to ask an important question. What do I want the rest of my life to stand for? This is not a question to answer quickly. It deserves patience. It deserves kindness. It deserves honesty. Because at this stage of life, your value is not measured by how busy you are, how productive you seem, or how much you earn. Your value comes from who you are, from the wisdom you carry, from the love you give, and from the life you continue to shape. You have walked through storms and sunshine. You have learned lessons that only time can teach. You have stories that can guide, comfort, and inspire others. And you have a heart that still longs for purpose. Many people believe that aging means shrinking, fewer dreams, smaller hopes, less ambition. But aging can also mean expansion, deeper understanding, greater peace, stronger clarity, and a renewed sense of what truly matters. After 60, life offers a rare gift, the chance to live more intentionally, to choose joy without apology, to protect your peace, to pursue passions that once felt out of reach, to reconnect with dreams you once tucked away. Perhaps there was something you always wanted to do but never had the time. Maybe you wanted to write, paint, travel, teach, mentor, volunteer, start a small business, learn a new skill, or simply slow down and enjoy each day. Those dreams did not disappear. They were only waiting for a moment when you could finally listen to them. Your life experience gives you a powerful advantage. You understand that life is fragile. You know how quickly time passes. You recognize what matters and what does not. This clarity is a gift. It allows you to let go of unnecessary stress and focus on what brings meaning. You no longer need to prove yourself. You no longer need to chase approval. You are free to live in a way that aligns with your values and nourishes your soul. Think about all you have already overcome, the challenges that once felt impossible, the losses that tested your strength, the changes that forced you to adapt. You survived them all. You grew through them. And you are still here, still breathing, still learning, still capable of love, laughter, and transformation. That alone is proof that you are not done yet. Imagine waking up each morning with curiosity instead of routine, with intention instead of habit, with hope instead of hesitation. Imagine seeing each day as an opportunity to grow, to connect, to contribute, and to enjoy. This does not require grand achievements. It begins with small choices. A daily walk, a phone call to a friend, a moment of gratitude, a quiet reflection, a new book, a new recipe, a new conversation, a new perspective. Let yourself move slowly. There is no race, no finish line you must cross. Life now is about presence, about savoring, about being fully where you are. It is about listening to your heart and honoring its gentle nudges. It is about finding beauty in simple things and meaning in everyday moments. There was once a man named Robert who believed his life had already passed its peak. At 67, he felt invisible. His career had ended, his children were grown, and his days felt long and empty. He spent hours watching television, waiting for time to pass. One afternoon, he wandered into a small community center simply to escape his quiet home. Inside, he noticed a group of young students struggling with their homework. On impulse, he offered to help. He had been a teacher years ago, but he had not thought of himself as one for a long time. That small decision changed everything. Word spread, and soon Robert was volunteering twice a week. The students looked up to him. Parents thanked him. Teachers appreciated him. Slowly, his sense of purpose returned. His days became meaningful. His heart felt full again. At 70, he began training new volunteers. At 75, he helped build a tutoring program that supported hundreds of children. He once thought his best days were behind him. In truth, his greatest chapter began after he believed the story was over. Your life holds similar possibilities. They may not look the same, but they are just as real. You carry knowledge, compassion, and strength that the world needs. Whether you choose to mentor, create, support, explore, or simply live more mindfully, your presence matters. It is natural to feel fear when stepping into something new, especially later in life. You may worry about failing. You may worry about being judged. You may worry that it is too late. But fear does not mean stop. Fear means something meaningful is waiting on the other side. Growth often begins where comfort ends. And courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to move forward despite it. Be gentle with yourself as you begin. Progress does not have to be fast. It only needs to be steady. One small step at a time is enough. Each day, ask yourself one simple question. What would make today meaningful? Then take a small action toward that answer. Remember that rest is not laziness. It is nourishment. Slowing down does not mean giving up. It means honoring your body and mind. You have earned the right to move at your own pace. Listen to what your body needs. Respect your energy. Protect your peace. There will be moments when old doubts return. Moments when you question your worth. Moments when loneliness or regret tries to take hold. When this happens, gently remind yourself of all you have survived. Remind yourself of the lives you have touched. Remind yourself of the strength that still lives within you. Your story is not defined by your mistakes, your losses, or your age. It is defined by your resilience, your kindness, and your willingness to keep going. You do not need to become someone new. You only need to become more fully yourself. More honest, more compassionate, more open, more alive. Let go of the pressure to be perfect. Let go of the need to compare your journey with others. Your path is uniquely yours, and it unfolds in its own time. There is something beautiful about this stage of life. The noise of the world begins to soften. The expectations fade. What remains is truth, simplicity, presence, and the opportunity to live with intention. This is your time to choose peace over pressure, meaning over material, connection over competition, joy over obligation. As you move through your days, notice the small miracles, the warmth of sunlight on your skin, the comfort of a familiar song, the laughter of a grandchild, the kindness of a stranger. These moments are reminders that life is still rich, still generous, still full of wonder. You are not done yet. Your heart still beats with purpose. Your mind still holds curiosity. Your soul still longs for connection. There are conversations you have not yet had, smiles you have not yet shared, lessons you have not yet taught, and dreams that still wait for your attention. Allow yourself to imagine a future that excites you, even in quiet ways. A future where you feel useful, valued, and fulfilled. A future shaped not by fear, but by hope. A future guided by intention rather than habit. Each morning, when you open your eyes, remember that you have been given another day, another chance to grow, another chance to love, another chance to make a difference, no matter how small it may seem. And in that simple truth lies profound power. Let your breath slow. Let your shoulders relax. Let your thoughts settle. You are safe in this moment. You are exactly where you need to be, and your journey is still unfolding. Take comfort in knowing that your greatest chapter may still be ahead. Not louder, not busier, but deeper, calmer, wiser, and more meaningful than ever before. You are still here, and that matters more than you may realize. Each new day is not just another sunrise, it is a quiet invitation to begin again. Life does not stop offering opportunities simply because time has passed. In many ways, time prepares you to recognize them. After 60, you have a rare gift: perspective. You have seen how quickly moments pass, how priorities shift, and how fragile life can be. This awareness can deepen your gratitude, sharpen your focus, and guide your choices toward what truly nourishes your spirit. There is a gentle power in slowing down. When life no longer rushes you from one responsibility to the next, you gain space to listen to yourself, to notice your thoughts, to understand your emotions, to feel your body. In this quiet, you may begin to rediscover parts of yourself that were buried beneath years of duty and routine. The dreams that once whispered now have room to speak again. The passions that waited patiently can finally stretch and breathe. You may find that what you want now is different from what you once chased. Perhaps success once meant achievement, status, or security. Now, it may mean peace, connection, simplicity, and purpose. This shift is not a loss, it is a refinement. It is life guiding you toward what matters most. It is wisdom taking root. There is beauty in choosing depth over speed, in choosing presence over productivity, in choosing meaning over momentum. Your days no longer need to be full to be valuable. They only need to be sincere. A quiet morning with a warm cup of coffee, a walk beneath open skies, a heartfelt conversation, a moment of reflection. These simple experiences hold immense richness when lived fully. Many people fear aging because they associate it with decline. But aging can also be a time of profound growth. Emotional strength deepens, compassion expands, understanding widens. You become less reactive and more reflective. You learn to respond rather than react. You learn to forgive more easily, including yourself. And in doing so, you free your heart from old burdens. Regret is a common companion in later years. Regret for words not spoken, for risks not taken, for paths not chosen. But regret does not have to become your home. Instead, it can become your teacher. It can gently guide you toward the life you still have, the choices you can still make, and the love you can still give. Every breath is proof that your story continues. And as long as it continues, possibility remains. Think of your life as a long, winding river. It has moved through mountains and valleys, through storms and calm. Each bend brought new experiences, new lessons, and new strengths. You are not at the end of that river. You are simply in a quieter stretch, where reflection becomes easier and meaning becomes clearer. There was a woman named Eleanor who spent most of her life caring for others. She raised her children, supported her husband, and later looked after her aging parents. By the time she turned 70, she felt tired and empty, as though her identity had been defined solely by what she gave. One day, she attended a small art class at her local library, something she had always wanted to try but never had time for. Her first attempts were uncertain, but she felt something awaken inside her, a sense of joy, a sense of play. She continued attending week after week. Her paintings became more confident, more expressive, more alive. Soon, friends encouraged her to display her work at a community exhibition. She hesitated, doubting herself, but eventually agreed. The response was overwhelming. People connected deeply with her art. At 78, she held her first solo exhibition. What began as a small act of curiosity became a new source of purpose and fulfillment. Eleanor did not become an artist in her youth. She became one when her soul was ready. Your calling may not announce itself loudly. It may arrive quietly, through a gentle interest, a passing thought, or a simple curiosity. Pay attention to what brings you peace. Notice what makes time pass quickly. Observe what leaves you feeling nourished rather than drained. These are clues. They point toward the direction your heart wishes to go. You do not need permission to begin again. You do not need validation to pursue what feels meaningful. You are allowed to change. You are allowed to grow. You are allowed to want more from life. Even now, especially now. Sometimes, the greatest gift you can offer the world is your presence. Listening without rushing, speaking with kindness, offering understanding, sharing wisdom earned through experience. The younger generations are hungry for guidance, even if they do not always know how to ask for it. Your stories, your lessons, your compassion, these are treasures that cannot be replaced. Connection becomes increasingly important as we age. Loneliness can quietly creep in, especially as routines change and social circles shift. But connection can be cultivated at any stage of life, through community groups, through volunteering, through shared interests, through simple conversations. Even brief connections can remind you that you are seen, valued, and needed. Technology, too, can become a bridge rather than a barrier. Learning to send messages, join online groups, attend virtual classes, or share your thoughts digitally can open doors to new friendships and opportunities. You are never too old to learn something new. The brain remains capable of growth and adaptation throughout life. Curiosity keeps it alive. Let go of the belief that you must stay the same. You are allowed to evolve, to redefine yourself, to explore different sides of who you are. Life is not a fixed identity. It is a flowing experience, and you remain a living, breathing part of that flow. Be mindful of the stories you tell yourself. If you constantly repeat, "It's too late," your mind will search for proof of that belief. But if you gently replace it with, "It's not too late," your heart will begin to open to possibility. The words you choose shape the way you experience your world. Each small step forward builds confidence. Trying a new class, calling an old friend, walking a new path, reading a different book. Each of these is an act of courage, and courage, practiced daily, transforms fear into strength. There is no age limit on joy, no expiration date on purpose, no deadline for becoming who you are meant to be. Life does not follow a single timeline. Your journey unfolds according to its own rhythm, guided by your unique experiences and desires. You are allowed to rest when you are tired. You are allowed to dream when you feel inspired. You are allowed to pause when you need stillness. Balance is key. Listen carefully to what your body and heart are asking of you. They are wise. As you move through this chapter, let gratitude become your anchor. Each day, notice 3 small things that bring comfort or beauty. Gratitude softens the heart. It lifts the spirit. It gently reminds you that even in simplicity, life is abundant. You are not invisible. You are not forgotten. You are not finished. You are a living story, still being written, still discovering its shape. Your presence matters. Your voice matters. Your love matters. Breathe deeply and feel the steady rhythm of your heart. With each breath, you affirm your place in this world. You affirm your right to continue growing, loving, and becoming. This chapter of your life holds a different kind of richness, one that cannot be measured by productivity or applause. It is measured by peace, by connection, by inner fulfillment, and by the quiet joy of simply being. You are not done yet, and the beauty of what remains is that it belongs entirely to you. There is a gentle strength growing within you, even now. It may not announce itself loudly, and it may not look the way strength once did. It may show up as patience, as understanding, as the ability to sit quietly with your thoughts and not feel the need to escape them. This is the strength of maturity, of perspective, of having lived long enough to know that every season serves a purpose. Life after 60 is not about chasing after everything. It is about choosing carefully. It is about investing your energy in what truly matters. It is about learning when to say yes and when to say no. It is about protecting your peace and honoring your values. In this way, your days become lighter, calmer, and more meaningful. You may notice that your heart has softened over time. The sharp edges of anger and impatience may have dulled. In their place, compassion grows. You understand pain more deeply, both your own and that of others. You listen more closely. You judge less quickly. This emotional wisdom is one of the greatest gifts of aging. It allows you to connect more deeply, love more freely, and forgive more completely. There may still be wounds that ache when touched, old disappointments, broken relationships, missed opportunities. But even these carry lessons. They remind you of your humanity. They shape your empathy. They deepen your capacity to understand and support others. Healing does not always mean forgetting. Sometimes it means making peace with what was and choosing to move forward gently. Every experience you have lived through has prepared you for this chapter. The struggles taught you resilience. The joys taught you gratitude. The losses taught you to cherish. The mistakes taught you humility. Together, they form a wisdom that cannot be learned from books alone. This wisdom is alive within you, ready to guide your steps. Think about how many people you have influenced, even without realizing it. A kind word spoken at the right moment, a helping hand offered in silence, a lesson passed down through simple example. These small acts ripple outward in ways you may never fully see. Your life has already made a difference, and it continues to do so. There is a quiet beauty in letting go of unnecessary expectations. You no longer need to fit into roles that no longer serve you. You no longer need to carry burdens that are not yours. You are allowed to simplify, to release, to lighten your load. In doing so, you create space for joy to enter. At this stage, joy often appears in softer forms, in the warmth of sunlight on your face, in the comfort of familiar routines, in the sound of gentle laughter, in the presence of loved ones. These moments, though small, carry deep richness. When you slow down enough to notice them, life feels fuller. There was once a man named Samuel who, after retiring, felt lost. His identity had been tied closely to his profession, and without it, he struggled to understand who he was. For months, he drifted through his days, feeling disconnected and uncertain. One evening, while sitting on his porch, he began to hum a tune from his childhood. Music had once been a great love of his, but he had abandoned it years earlier. On a whim, he picked up an old harmonica he had kept tucked away in a drawer. At first, the notes were uneven, but slowly, familiarity returned. Music filled his evenings. Neighbors paused to listen. Conversations began. Friendships formed. Soon, Samuel was playing at local gatherings and community events. What began as a moment of nostalgia became a new source of connection and joy. In rediscovering his love for music, he rediscovered himself. Your own rediscovery may come through memory, curiosity, or chance. It may arrive quietly, in an unexpected moment. When it does, welcome it. Allow yourself to explore without pressure, without expectation, simply for the joy of it. Be patient with the unfolding of your days. Growth is rarely dramatic. More often, it is subtle. It appears in small shifts in perspective, in gentle changes in habit, in quiet moments of clarity. Trust the process. Trust your inner wisdom. Comparison is a heavy burden. Every life follows its own rhythm. What others achieve or experience does not diminish your journey. Release the need to measure yourself against anyone else. Your path is complete in its uniqueness. Forgive yourself for what you did not know then. Honor yourself for what you have learned now. Compassion toward yourself is as important as compassion toward others. When you treat yourself with kindness, you create an inner environment where peace can flourish. There will be days when energy is low and motivation fades. On those days, rest. Listen. Be gentle. Progress is not lost in stillness. Sometimes, stillness is exactly what allows clarity to return. Your breath is a steady companion. Each inhale brings new life. Each exhale releases what no longer serves you. In this simple rhythm, there is balance. Let it ground you. Let it remind you of your presence. As the years continue, may you find comfort in simplicity, strength in community, purpose in small acts of kindness, and joy in being exactly who you are. You are not a finished story. You are a living, breathing expression of life itself, and as long as you are here, there is something meaningful waiting to be lived. Let your heart remain open. Let your mind remain curious. Let your spirit remain gentle. These qualities will guide you through this chapter with grace and peace. And as this moment settles around you, know this with certainty. You are not done yet. Your greatest chapter is not behind you. It is unfolding quietly, beautifully, one breath at a time. If these words touched your heart, take a quiet moment to let them settle within you. Let them remind you of your strength, your value, and your endless potential. No matter where you are in life, your story is still unfolding, and every new day brings a fresh chance to grow, to heal, and to begin again. Thank you for spending this time with me on Journey of Tales. Your presence here truly means more than words can express. If this story brought you comfort, clarity, or hope, please share it with someone who might need these gentle reminders today. Stay connected with us by subscribing to the channel and join our growing family where every story is meant to inspire, uplift, and guide. Until we meet again, take care of your heart, walk gently through your days, and always remember your journey is beautiful, meaningful, and far from over. This is Journey of Tales, wishing you peace, purpose, and many wonderful moments ahead.